Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those who like to party and look fabulous, smell delicious. Well, flowers, right? Because we're here today with Alina from Woven Floral Design Studio in the event Ensemble Spotlight. And we're here to find out live or silk. I don't know if that rhymes, but some differences between live and silk and not just flowers, but full on decor. Am I right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. So my couple's getting married and they say they want flowers. Does that mean they need you?
They sure do.
Okay. But if they say, well, I want to hang some lights, that's not you.
That's not me. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm looking for tooling. Do you know what tooling is?
No.
Okay. It's that lacy thing that they hang, like a sash.
Oh, tool. Yeah, that's now tacky. That's considered tacky. That's no longer in. So let's not do tool.
Okay, let's not see what was and what wasn't and what is and what won't be. But if you have any of that, hang on to it. In 10 years,
It might come back.
somebody will want to use it, but it'll be the wrong color. It'll be the right stuff for the wrong color.
Right.
So,
Right.
so I'm looking at these pictures that you sent me, and they're really incredible. So tell us
Thank
about
you.
Woven Floral Design Studio.
Well, I'm an events only florist specializing in trending design. I work with both fresh and silk flowers, although most of my clients prefer fresh. I provide my floral design services to clients for events like weddings, mitzvahs, corporate events, charity dinners, ladies' brunches, basically any event that needs any sort of floral arrangement. And to complete your wedding decor, I offer rental items like arches, lanterns, silk floral centerpieces, and aisle decor like love signs and shepherd's hooks.
Okay. A lot of stuff there. So let's break this down. So when you say events only, so when my grandfather passes away, you're not sending him flowers.
Correct.
Okay, so that's what you mean by events only. And then you say
Correct.
trending. Well, just got beat up about the tooling. So obviously I'm not trending just yet, but you know what's trending, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
I keep up with all of that.
So when we say trending, and we'll get into the whole silk versus live flowers in a moment, but in terms of trending, are we talking about the types of flowers or are we talking about colors?
I'm talking about design and definitely colors because a lot of times colors are seasonal. But then you'd be surprised how many brides love the color combination of burgundy and white. And even though that tends to go better in the winter months, they might want to do that in the summertime. And so, the client is always right, right? So if that's what
Not
they want, then
always, but
that's
I'll
what
let
we'll
you get
do.
away with that.
Okay.
um, they're right until they have new information to make a better decision.
Right.
And a professional like you can help them with that. You mentioned, styles. And I remember an event ensemble spotlight that we did with Lori's Bridal. And we were laughing about how, shoulder pads and big, stuff and the thing that goes on top here and all that. And it was just,
Crown.
well, yeah, it was very 1980s, 1990s. And that's like, they don't do that anymore. So
Right.
when you say design, you're really referring to how the bouquet is created or how the centerpieces are designed, and that is a style that changes, just like bell
Yes.
bottoms.
Yes, absolutely. So every year something new comes up, and every year something new is trending. Or maybe something that was trending 5 years ago is now trending again. There's definitely a lot that you could do with design when it comes to flowers. So keeping on top of that and just being open. Sometimes clients don't really know what they want, and those are my favorite clients because I get to show them what I can do for them. And usually they are just amazed, and they are just as pleased and amazed again when they see the finished product. It's something that, most of my brides tell me that it's what I created for them is something that they didn't even think about. They could have never thought about.
So I've got this Pinterest pin board and I've got all these designs
Mhm.
and we want you to do this. Or I don't know, I need flowers, so help me out,
Yep.
is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Okay. So you mentioned the aisle and you're not doing the runners, right?
Right. I'm
Okay.
doing a design for the aisle. So if they want, like, again, I have the love signs that are very popular. I have those to rent.
Okay.
Um,
Hold on. Let's make sure we don't move too fast because I can
okay.
see you're running out the door. Um, a love sign. Now you're not talking about this little sign that I'm a picket sign and I'm holding it up that says love, and you're not talking about that sign that I pitch into the grass. You're talking about the big huge letters that light up.
I am talking about the love signs that people love to put down the aisle that are
Ah,
verses from the Bible that talk about love.
there you go. Love is patient, love is kind, love is
Yes.
true
Yeah.
with you and me when
Yeah.
we wear blue. Okay, got it. Notice I used a little creative rhyme there.
Yep,
Um,
I did.
um, and in that sign that says don't pick a side, pick a seat, and or don't pick a side, pick a bride.
I don't have those signs. No,
Okay. Well, something to think about. But that
definitely.
is
Mhm.
the kind of decor that we're talking about that
Correct.
decorates the ceremony. Is it just the ceremony or the reception also?
I have some things for the reception as well, like lanterns, and
Mhm.
I mentioned some silk floral centerpieces. I have lanterns that you can put just a candle in, or lanterns that I can decorate with fresh flowers or silk flowers, whatever the client would like. I also have those popular geospheres that people love nowadays.
Okay.
Those are
Whoa,
more of a
whoa, whoa,
contemporary
what is
design.
that? What is that? A geosphere? What's going on there? Is it one of those
It's
balls that pop out?
so it's what the popped out ball looks like,
And
where
then
it
you put
has the
something in it?
geo. Yes, you make a flower arrangement in the middle.
Ah,
Yeah, very popular.
okay. I'll take your word for it because
Okay.
obviously I'm not paying attention to the geos. Okay. So we've got flowers and we've got silk. Let's talk about the pros and cons, the advantages or disadvantages of each.
Sure. So fresh flowers are absolutely gorgeous. They give you that feeling, So that's why most brides want fresh flowers. However, here in Arizona, a lot of brides do want to get married in the summer months. And let's face it, it's still 100 some in September.
Mhm.
But for some reasons, brides are very um, uh, impatient and they want to start weddings in September. And it's still 100+ degrees.
But isn't impatience a flower?
I think it's the name of a rose.
Close enough. Okay.
And so, or they want to travel. They want to travel to have their wedding done somewhere. So they have me make them silk floral arrangements. And I choose only very high-end silk florals. I don't work with the cheapies that they look like they were your grandmother's flowers, So talk about being outdated. And so a lot of times the silk floor arrangements end up being a little bit more expensive because if you want a high-end product, it does require more funds to create the silk floor arrangements.
Okay.
But the
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm curious. So we have fresh flowers, and I'm familiar with this process. So I get fresh flowers from the florist, they deliver them, and then they go away. And whatever the
right.
flowers are, the flowers are. But now we're talking silk flowers. Does the couple keep them or do you keep them? And how does that
The
work?
couple keeps them. So that's the
Oh,
one of the benefits of making silk flower arrangements for them, because they are forever flowers. So they get to keep
ah,
them forever. You know, they would stay nice forever. Of course, there's still upkeep with those because they do tend to attract dust.
yeah.
So you have to dust them off, you know. If you put especially for the bridal bouquet, if you put it in an enclosed box,
Mhm.
that's see-through so that you still get the benefit from it, then of course it would last a lot longer. But there's still a little bit of upkeep with the silk flower arrangements.
Interesting.
But that is the benefit of it, is they are forever. So,
Wow, that's cool. Okay, but the lanterns and the signs you keep.
right, those are rentals.
Okay.
Yeah. And I do have some silk floral centerpieces that are just flowers in a little like bowl. Those I keep also. So I rent them out for a fraction of the price of what they would pay for them if they would want to keep them, or if they were even making fresh flower arrangements. So it's definitely a benefit to the lower budget clients.
So as a DJ, let me jump in here because I'm the interviewer and so forth, but as the disc jockey for Event Ensemble, one of many, I always ask my couples, those flowers that are on the tables, are they to keep or are they to give away? Do they belong to you or do they belong to the florist? Because sometimes they'll pay for the flowers, but they don't own the vase, and the
Right,
vase still belongs to the florist. And so
right,
what happens is, well, yeah, you can give the flowers away, but you have to leave the vase. Now all of a sudden everybody wants to take the flowers out and it's wet and everything gets dirty and messy. So it's way easier just to say, no, don't take the flowers. But sometimes you have to make an announcement because in some cultures, one of the first things they do is they take the flowers off the table.
correct. Yes, yes. And so I have that conversation with my clients when I talk to them. You know your family and you know your friends, you know your culture. Are they going to make it to where you're going to have to pay for all of these vases? Because some of these vases are very expensive. You know, so that's why we do offer rentals for those. But I do definitely have a conversation with all of my clients that want to rent something versus having me make something that they can keep and give to their guests as gifts.
Okay. And is there a listen, I don't mean to be negative, but it's important to ask these questions. Is
Sure.
there a breakage fee? So if somebody knocks over a lantern or breaks a vase for a rental, is there a fee or is there an insurance thing that they do that covers that in case of breakage, or how does that work?
They would have to pay for what they break at full price.
Ah, so lovely, lovely to see and hold, but if you break it, it's sold, kind of thing.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Now another thing that fresh florists do, and I'm curious as to what your position is because you go both ways, the cake. A lot of times cake comes, pardon the expression, naked.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
florist does this whole decor thing around it and it's great for pictures. What do you get to do there?
I love decorating cakes. Some bakers, though, they want to do their own decor, which I
Oh,
totally understand. That cake is their baby, and they want to make sure that it looks just like they want it to look. And they've had that conversation with the client as to what they want the cake to look like. And so, in that case, I just provide the flowers to the baker and allow them to do what it is that they want to do. But some bakers don't like to decorate cakes, and so they leave that
It's
up to
my
me.
cake. It's already decorated. I don't need flowers.
Usually it comes to the wedding naked, just like you said, and so it does require some sort of decor. If you remember a few, like maybe 20, 30 years ago, um, wedding cakes had frosting flowers on them.
Right.
That was the thing to do.
Mhm.
But recently, I think even like 10, 15 years ago, when all of that changed and
Yeah.
nobody has frosting flowers on their cake anymore.
It's all that
All about
smooth
the
look.
fresh flowers. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And you said fresh flowers, so you're not decorating cakes with silk?
Yeah, I can do that also.
Excellent. This has been like education for me. Mr.
Awesome.
Guy over here. What do I know about flowers? um, but what I can tell you is a quick story regarding flowers at a wedding ceremony, where the bride is walking down the aisle. And it's just as you described. It's 105 degrees in Arizona, and her bouquet is huge. And by the time she reaches the front where her husband is there to say, I do, she has 2 flowers left. You would think she was the flower girl because the whole thing just fell apart.
Just fell apart.
Not just wilted, but full on just fell apart. And it was really sad. I don't know who her florist was, not a member of event ensemble for sure, and certainly nothing that you would have created, but a great reason why to use silk.
Absolutely. And for the brides that insist on getting married outdoors in the summer months, there are some people that do that. And even in September, I do advise them against it. I did have a bride that insisted on fresh flowers for Labor Day weekend this last year. And I had the talk with her and I said, I would love to do this for you, but you have to understand that they can't stay outside that very long, and they might die on you. I did let her know, but she still wanted the fresh flowers. And the bouquets and boutonnieres and all of that, they looked great because I made sure that they put them inside and they were in a refrigerator inside.
Ah,
But the arch decor, the arch piece that I had to do in 110-degree weather up on a ladder, yeah, that's I could see the flowers dying shortly after I created the design. So all we could do is advise the client against it. But if they insist on going forward with it, then we do what the client asked us to do. And so she didn't mind. She didn't mind. She told me she just absolutely loved everything that I did for her, regardless of it starting to wilt pretty much right after I made the arrangements for her. So much so that she got on the Facebook wedding groups and was telling everybody how wonderful I was and how much she loved my flowers. So to each his own.
happy bride, happy wife, happy life.
There you go. Yeah.
How fun. So just one really, really good secret insider tip regarding flowers, something that will make it special for our couples.
The best thing that a couple can do is allow the designer creativity, freedom. I'm not saying let her do what she likes to do, but or he, there are men that are florists as well. But if you give the florist freedom to design your flowers, you are going to have the most gorgeous flowers ever. So that's the best tip that I can give you. I can tell you that any bride that's done that versus saying, I want this flower and this flower and this flower in it, and I want it to look like this picture, which is fine. I don't mind doing that at all. But when someone gives me creativity freedom, those are the arrangements that come out more than they've ever dreamt that they could be. Those are the type of arrangements that bring brides and their mothers and their aunts and their sisters literally tears to their eyes.
Mhm.
So that's my tip.
It's a great tip and a great reminder for anyone who's planning any kind of an event.
Right.
Once you have confidence in your professional, whether it's the photographer, the florist, the DJ, or any service, let them do what they do
Thank you.
best.
I
Um,
agree.
and to be fair, some are creative and some are not. And so the person who's not creative, they need that picture so that they
Right.
can recreate, you know, everybody who's recreating Mona Lisa. That's because they can't make their own Mona Lisa. But
Right.
you are creative. And so once they have the confidence in your ability, they should share with you their ideas and then let you do the design. And I love that idea.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alina, for spending a few minutes with us today.
Wonderful.